Oh, no, it's not working. Okay, so check this out. America, focus, calm down, relax. I really think one of the things that's going to make us be successful when we take our test is when you look at a problem and you can know what's difficult about it before you even start. Yeah, the more you can think, the more you're like, what do I know? And instead of just thinking, what do I do? The better you're going to be at these kinds of problems. So, I don't know, let's hear from you guys. What was difficult? Like, what did you get confused by? Tell me, Jesse, thank you.
Trying to remember if it's used like sine or cosine, like tangent.
Sine, cosine, or tangent? Yeah. And how'd you figure that out? You just looked? Somebody said SOHCAHTOA? Yeah, helps you remember like the order, right? And for this one, did you have to use sine, cosine, or tangent? Tangent. And then you have to be careful which one goes on top, right?
Yeah.
This one was nice though because the unknown went on top. Is that true? Okay, so one of the things that's difficult, you could write this down, just remembering basic trig facts. Like when you review these papers and like the paper 2s and 4s I gave you, like when you make notes of what was difficult, that's what's really going to help you a lot. The practice is really good, but the thinking about what you did, that's what's going to make you successful. Okay, what else? What else? Tell me, April.
Like, see what you have to work with.
See, so yeah, making use of everything that's there. So like students miss it if they don't make use of all the information. Bless you. And that's something true. I've only seen one Cambridge problem where they gave you extra information. I've only seen one. And I've looked at a lot of them for the past 3 years. So you got to use it all. All right, Sebastian, did you have trouble with the problem? You didn't. It was pretty easy. What could you have messed up, though?
I think just like setting
Setting which part up?
the
Part C?
yeah,
Because of the shapes? Yes, April.
Assuming what to do instead of reading the question.
What's that?
Assuming what to do instead of reading.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. That's probably true of like almost every single Cambridge question, right? Don't assume what to do. Read. Right, Saul? Hey, America, we'll go over that in just a minute. I have a question for everybody right now. Has there been anybody in this room, myself included, who has not missed a Cambridge problem because they didn't read? Is anybody is there a single soul in this room right now who has not missed something because they did not read? Because I know I've missed stuff because I didn't read. Yeah. Everybody has missed stuff. I can't think of a soul who hasn't missed something only because they didn't read. Like if you read it, you would have known, oh yeah, that's what I do. The math isn't so hard. It's the reading. Right? We got to get really good at that. Okay. All right. Very good. Okay, you ready to check your answers? Okay, here's what I got. The first one is super easy. I'm surprised they gave you 2 points. Since it was worth 2 points, I went ahead and wrote out my work because sometimes, some of you guys missed some stuff on your quiz from last Friday because it said, for example, the mark scheme might say 90, and then it would have this, which means without wrong working, which means you had to show your work. And so you would get 0 points. I don't make up when they do that. I have no idea when they do that. But I know if it's worth 2 points and it's really easy, they might be checking our work. Make sense? All right, second one, 14.3. That's the one that you had to use tangent. And it's weird, they're worth the same amount of points, but I think this is way harder. There's so many things to mess up, and there's like nothing to mess up with that. All right, questions? Yes, sir?
Like me and Jesse use a lot of sine, and like we still do the same one.
Sure, sure. It's just a lot harder, isn't it? Why should you not use a law of sines for this one? Wait, there's a really easy reason why. Like,
Oh, it's right triangle.
because it's a right triangle. Because it's a right triangle, you're not going to need to use law of sines, law of cosines. You can just use basic trig. Wait, was it you, Karima? Yes, ma'am.
Like, I have 14.28 and there's 14.30. Will they give us a range or do I?
On this one?
Yeah.
Let's see. If you did 10, you get 1 point. If you did 10 times tangent of 55 or equivalent. So I'm thinking, wait, I don't know what ART means. Yeah, art. It means like, right, an expression of, an interpretation of our experience, right? I imagine you would get full credit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or is it safer around?
You know what? I don't really know. That's like, I always get in trouble on paper 2 and paper 4 because of that. So I wrote this here, and then I rounded it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
When I did C, I didn't use 14.28. I just used 14 flat, and so it was off.
Oh yeah. So that would be rounding way too much, right? Because it's not 14 flat. It's 14.3. So yeah, that's definitely rounding too much. Now, like what she's talking about, do I use 14.28 or 14.3? 14.3 makes sense because we have, like, it often makes sense to do your rounding one digit past what you're given. You know what I mean? And so you rounded to exactly what we're given, and that's why it was off. So I would write a note about that. Don't round too much. All right. And this, they give you a range. It was 18.5 to 18.6 is actually the range they gave you for answers. I thought this problem was actually pretty hard. I messed it up at first. I made a calculator error. I wrote it all out correctly. This is all right. So, like, here's what I did. The whole rectangle is a composition of 3 triangles, right? This triangle right here, this triangle right here, and the one that's shaded. So if I subtract the area of the rectangle, if I take the area of the rectangle and I subtract this, and I subtract that, and the shaded part's what's left. Is that how you guys did it? No? Oh, did you get it right? Yeah? How'd you do it?
Like, I remember, like, Mr. Reynolds, like, he said, like, if you have a triangle like that, look for the perpendicular height, so I used it because it's 10. So
Oh, yeah. So you found this distance right here,
yes.
and the height is still 10. Dang. Because area is the perpendicular height times the base. That's true. That's even easier. So here's what she did. This is, if this is 18, then this is what, 3.7. So she did 1/2 times 3.7 times 10. Right? That works too. Dang, that's cool. Awesome. All right. And then this one was just the Pythagorean theorem, right? So after it's all said and done, Alexis, is there anything on this that was really, really difficult? You just have to be careful, right? You have to know your trig facts. You got to read. And then be very, like, you see how I set it up like this? If you make sure that you set it up without the numbers first, and then you plug the numbers in, your chances of getting it right are really, really good. And if you make a mistake, your chances of only losing 1 point instead of everything, pretty good. So it's all about the setup. Other questions? Comments? No? All right. We're going to do a harder one tomorrow. This one was pretty